If you look really close to them, you start to see that there's, within this pool of water, there's this really healthy ecosystem of life. And what is strange about it is that, it's not physically connected to the ocean most of the time, but yet it's a stable ecosystem that thrives a majority of the time. And I looked at these when I was younger, and I started to think, as I was doing and traveling across the planet and looking at how teams evolve, or how teams form up, or how certain subcultures exist within organizations, I started to think of them as tide pools. Because tide pools and how they form up in this little microcosm that is the org unit, or the smaller subset of it, seems that healthy ecosystem tends to be like how we are in a company, meaning that a healthy ecosystem, you have this set of values and principles and norms that, if they're very deep, they hold things in place. They are the glue of the organization. I love organizations with deep cultures. I love organizations with deep histories. And if you think it from a healthy perspective, these become a very valuable tool at different times. And back to the analogy of looking at it from a tide pool perspective, a tide pool is a system that, on a 24-hour basis, as the tide comes up, it actually gets engulfed and becomes chaotic at times. And that chaos of the bigger ocean now being connected to the tide pool means that you have all of this stuff rushing in. You can't even look and see the life any longer because of just all of the turmoil. But the system is resilient. And this resiliency means that as the change washes over, and if we take it back to a team as perspective, a team, when it's under extreme stress, you can watch it at times be very resilient. And in that stress, it basically will, once the stress dies down, the balance of the organization comes back to the original norms and values that they have. Because the norms and values are actually the things that are constraining the team in that place. It's keeping it in that healthy set of resiliency that exists for the organization.